Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 21 starts with Sarada getting a flashback of some of her most important moments, from her friendship with Boruto, to Naruto, to kind of Sumire, and all of the things that are like kind of inside of her, all of the things that are important to her, and that matter to her, and that have kind of defined who she is. And then we kind of cut over to Sasuke talking to Boruto after he got freshly cut in the eye and they fled from the village. He's talking about how he came to really be on Boruto's side, and it's because of Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan, and because of it, he felt like her ability, her Mangekyo Sharingan, is going to be very important to the future, and to her finding some sort of identity with herself, figuring out who she is and what she's going for. So it's all kind of combined together, and it's going to be a great power for the future of Konoha, and it's why he feels it's important to help Boruto and her throughout this journey, really. So we cut over to Sarada versus Ryu, and now Sarada has never used this ability before. She hasn't been training with it, but she already knows instinctively how to use it. She's intuitively able to know how to use it to its, like, I guess, maximum potential, or she just knows how it works or how to use it, I guess. And so Sarada creates multiple of those, like, black spheres or black holes or portals or whatever, and it allows her to absorb or swallow all of the iron sand, so none of it can really hurt her. So it kind of like pulls the iron sand away from her in multiple directions, and they all kind of like surround her. And so, in addition to it pulling away the iron sand or swallowing it, it also floats Ryu. It makes Ryu float off the ground. And it also makes Sarada float off the ground. She's like flying. And Mitsuki kind of explains that it's the gravitational force. And she can control who or what floats inside of it, because Mitsuki's not floating, Arya, Yodo, not all the sand, just her, Ryu, are floating up into the sky and whatnot. And so she can control all of it. And Sarada explains that she kind of looked away from all of her weaknesses because she didn't really believe in herself or her dream of being Hokage. She saw it so far away, it was so out of her reach, and she wasn't doing all that much to earn that title, so it felt so far away. And she looked away from her weaknesses. She didn't acknowledge her feelings, or she rejected all of it. She rejected her feelings for Boruto, her friends, for Sumire. She avoided all of it because she didn't want to be weak. But now she has to embrace it in order to unlock her true potential. To use her Sharingan power, her Mangekyo Sharingan, she has to accept herself. And so she opens her eyes, and she starts to like expand one of the black spheres or whatever, and it pulls Ryu straight to it, and he's kind of stuck onto it and he can't move. It's like if you're laying on a yoga ball. He's just like glued to that thing and he can't move. He can't lift a finger. And the force is that strong, pulling him into the sphere. And Sarada finally says, I have to accept myself. This is who I am. And she uses Mangekyo Sharingan Ohirume. And she keeps on pulling Ryu more and more and more. And then boom, he like blows up, or the pressure was so crazy he like disintegrated or exploded into pieces. So he's defeated, and then Sarada, she passes out from using too much chakra. So she defeated Ryu, and the thorn bulb starts to appear, but now she's knocked out from using too much chakra. So then we cut over to Ada telling Kashinkoji and Boruto that Sarada defeated Ryu, and Kashinkoji says, okay, so she awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan ability. This is great. And Boruto says, hold on, can you tell me honestly, was there a possibility that Sarada learned this ability, but then also Yodo didn't die? And Kashinkoji says, what I do know is that if you had gone down there to help them, she would have never unlocked the ability at all. So Boruto's like, you kept her death from me, didn't you? And Kashinkoji said, yes, I did, but that was just so that we could get the present circumstances, so that everything would kind of be okay right now. So you can't go out there. And Boruto says, what about Konohamaru? Is he in danger? What are the likelihood of him dying? And he tells Boruto, you can't go over there. If you go over there, Jura's going to show up and he's going to kill you, and we need you. So we cut over to Konohamaru and Matsuri, and Matsuri is now half of her body. She's literally just the top half. She's hanging on by her tendrils, or you know, the kind of whatever, like the claw mark thing she has, I don't know, the tendrils, and she's standing up with it, and she stabs Konohamaru's arms, and she says, "How dare you trick me?" And Konohamaru's not really doing anything, so now they're kind of in this stalemate where she's hurt, but Konohamaru is also in a tricky spot. And then out of nowhere, a shuriken is thrown onto Matsuri, and then who is it but Boruto? Boruto teleported to one of the metal pieces found earlier by Mitsuki, and then he shows up and he slices through Matsuri like it's nothing. Quick work of her. And then he saves Konohamaru, but Kashin Koji gets upset. He says, "You're gonna ruin everything, like everything that they just did. He's gonna ruin it just by showing up." So then Jura, and the like last moments of like Matsuri's life, he was able to see that Boruto showed up, and he senses him now, and it's looking like he's gonna show up in the next chapter. But that's where the chapter ends, and it was really cool to see Sarada unlock her Mangekyo Sharingan ability. There's been so much speculation about what her ability is or what it can do and all of this other stuff, so it's really cool to kind of see it in action. Defeating Ryu was a really big win. It goes to show that her ability is really powerful and capable of defeating the Shinju, so I honestly have no idea how you deal against that, but I guess because it consumes so much chakra, it's difficult to continuously use in like a long form battle, I guess. But anyways, I think I give this chapter an 8.7 out of 10. It was really, really good. It had good action to it. Sarada destroyed Ryu. Boruto showed up at the last minute and destroyed Matsuri. It kind of puts us in a new position where Jura might show up. We defeated 2 of the Shinjus, so we're probably going to get... We already got Ryu's Thorn Bulb. We're also going to get Matsuri's. We also learned that Kashin Koji sacrificed Yodo. He didn't, like, push to try to save her. It was more so like, that's where the leaves fall, and we kind of can't go against that. But the positive is that, like, Sarada got her ability. So he's willing to sacrifice Yodo as long as Sarada was able to get that ability. Her death brought a positive outcome out of all of this, which was Sarada's ability. And now that Boruto has shown up, who knows how the world is going to change now because of it. Is his destiny going to be met, or is something else going to happen entirely? But yeah, I think overall 8.7 out of 10. I'm really excited to see Jura and Boruto face off again, which is not just like him sniping Boruto, you know? So it's going to be really cool to see. So 8.7. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,